Oh yeah. Pretty little intro time. Hi guys. Welcome to Gosper and the Frog Pond. This is the second episode. Don't know how the first one's gone yet, because it hasn't even come out. But it will. No, it has.
Has it?
Yes. No, yes. Not yet, but
Not
it
in our
will.
time, but in their time.
Yes. Yes. That one is about siblings. This one is gonna be about dogs for International Dog Day on the 29th of August. I have some dog stories for us. Heck yeah. All of them are MIV assholes, which was an accident, but
With
you know.
dogs?
Yeah. Okay, are we ready for the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one is, am I the asshole? Because when my brother and his husband adopted a baby, I asked if they got a dog or a cat.
What?
I
That makes absolutely no sense.
don't know.
So, like, they adopted a kid, but then he thought that it was a dog or a cat?
Mm-hmm. Ready?
Yeah, I'm just already lost.
Throw away because it's embarrassing. My brother and his husband recently adopted their son. It was kind of sudden, baby dropped at the fire station sort of situation. I had known they were in the process of adopting, but as far as I knew, they were kind of early on. I didn't know anything about the process, so I guess I thought a pregnant woman looked through stacks of applications, picked some family, met them, and they went to the hospital to get the baby when it was born. Basically, I thought there would be a lot of lead up to them becoming dads, and I would have a heads up. So my bro had called me last week and said, "Congrats, you're an uncle. You have a little nephew." And I reflexively, I just said, "Oh nice. Did you get a cat or a dog?" My bro was silent for a bit, and I was thinking, that's not a hard question. And he finally says, "A human baby. We adopted a baby boy." And I was like, "Shit. Sorry. That was fast." My mom was absolutely horrified at this story, and I've been deemed the biggest family asshole this year over it. My brother
Okay, but
doesn't
that's
seem
not.
mad. His husband seems to be very annoyed with me. No one understands why I would ask that. So, I mean, I don't know. Am I the asshole here? I'm not,
No.
right? I'm not neurotypical, so it's hard for me to know if maybe they're teasing me and not actually mad. However,
Okay, and
this
that also.
situation seems a little. However, if this situation needs a real sit down kind of apology for me being a major asshole, then I want to do that.
No.
No,
That's.
no, you're not.
That.
It was
The
just
only.
like a whoops.
It was a whoops, and it was like a, oh, you didn't fully understand the how long it would take to adopt a kid.
Yeah, neither did I. I thought his process was correct. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was
No,
we
yeah,
put
and
in an
then if you
application, they looked
I
through the
feel like
stacks.
just saying like, "Oh, hey, we got a baby," or "We got a child, you're an uncle now." I feel like that should be like a big family like
Right? Not a phone
announcement, like
call.
not just like a, "Hey, you're an uncle."
Yeah, like,
And then,
hey, we got a baby. Not, hey,
whoa.
congrats on the phone. I mean, I guess if they lived far apart, that makes
I
sense.
yeah, but also FaceTime
True.
exists. Um,
Honestly, I think that'd
and
be me. Like, is it a dog or a cat?
yeah. No, like if I came to you and I said I got a like I have a baby now, you'd be like, "Oh, cool. Dog or cat?"
Yeah. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm a little auntie. Dog or a cat?
Yeah.
Who's a little fur
Like,
baby? And you'd be like, to me,
and
honestly,
then
it
though
purely was just like a, like you weren't processing. You're just like, oh yeah. So you got a dog?
which is like understandable because I
Yeah.
don't process things, and they said that they're not neurotypical, so like that's also something that adds to it.
Mm-hmm. We have an update.
Oh, do we?
Mm-hmm. Update.
Okay.
Whoa, this blew up overnight. I talked to my brother and brother-in-law this morning, and I told them like what I said here, and I apologized. They said they were not mad at all, and I thought it was funny. They said if they seemed upset, it could be because a lot changed suddenly for them. So I think I could have misunderstood them, being busy and tired for being annoyed. I asked what about the
That's
pause on the phone,
understandable.
because to me, if someone takes longer than 1 to 2 seconds to begin speaking after I speak, and especially if I count over 5 seconds, then probably that is confusion or surprise, I believe. Same here. My brother said he wasn't sure if I was attempting a joke and if he should laugh or if I was confused. That's when he was thinking in the pause. The family likes to tease me because when I learned about sarcasm in first grade, I then tried it out and told my dad I had a terrible day at school. When he asked, trying to be sarcastic, about my inflection was wrong, so I thought I was serious. My brother was trying to figure out if it was a kind of thing like that happening again. But as it turns out,
Mhm.
actually, no one in the family is mad at me. They apparently are all poking fun, and I couldn't tell. My mom's reaction was apparently not horror in any anger way, but in a funny disbelief kind of way. I feel a lot better about it now. I'm glad no one's
Okay.
mad because that is a little funny. It's a little
That
goofy.
is funny, and, like, I'm glad that nobody's mad, and I'm glad that they, like, explained
Mhm.
to this person, like, "Oh, no, we're not mad." Like,
Yeah, like it's just a whoops.
yeah, because that would be me. I'd be like, "Oh my god,
Yeah,
everybody's mad."
whoopies. Like no, that's just a like a truly just like a whoops. Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the asshole for telling the person who I bought my dog off of that he has no say in what I do with her?
No.
Like, it's your dog. Anyways, sorry
It
for
is your
any.
dog, what?
Yeah, like, that's your dog. Uh, just by reading the title, it's like a no, you're not the asshole.
You've already read
Sorry?
it though, right?
Kind of.
Okay.
I haven't fully read it. I've glanced to make sure that there's punctuation.
Mhm.
Sorry for any spelling/grammar mistakes. English isn't my first language. Don't worry, I got this. So I, 27 female, got my beautiful German Shepherd puppy. It says GSD, so I'm assuming German Shepherd puppy off
Okay.
a reputable breeder, Richard. The name's in quotes. Nearly a year ago. In the advertisement for the pups, he put that there would be breeding restrictions. No clue what that meant. I wasn't buying her to breed her. I just wanted a companion as I live alone. I told Richard that both when I met him and over the text beforehand. I then met the mother with the pup. He said it was totally up to me if I bred her or not. He just put that in the advertisement as their kennel club registered and wanted to keep it that way if the pups were bred when older to keep it pure. I told him, okay, found that a bit weird, but I had fallen in love with her and wanted her. So I paid for her and we left together as she was old enough to with leave with her pup pack. It's been nearly a year now, and she is due to
Mhm.
come into her first season any time now, according to the vets. So I have booked her in to be spayed at the end of the month. I then get a text off of Richard to say that I'll be able to breed her soon and he's got the perfect sire for the pups. I replied saying that I already told him I wouldn't be breeding her and that she's booked in to be spayed soon, before she's had her first season. He was not happy with that and told me that we agreed before I bought her that he would choose who would sire her pups. I said, no, we never agreed to that, and I don't ever want to breed her as she is just a companion for me, and I don't want to breed her. His reply was that he had already paid his friend for his dog to sire my dog's pups, so I had to go through that. So I had to go through with that now. I told him that wasn't my problem, and to go tell his friend it wasn't happening and get the money back from his friend or go to other people who bought pups off of him, as she wasn't going to be bred. His response, I can't put here, but his response I can't put here, but it's very colorful with the words he used. He must
Oh.
have given my number to his friend, who was also very awful with his texts. I told them both to leave me alone, and she wasn't ever going to be bred, and they wouldn't change my mind, and that it wasn't up to him what I do with my dog. He just called me a freaking a hole and hasn't responded since I spoke to a friend of mine who has bought a pup off Richard before and said that he would have just bred her to keep him happy, and he would take one of the pups as compensation for getting the sire. I said to him as well that it wasn't up to him what I did with my dog, and if he wanted that way, not keep the pup himself to do that rather than sell her to then try and force her to be bred at such young age as well she doesn't have a say whatsoever in what happens to the dog once they have been sold. I have blocked both Richard and his friend on everything, so they can no longer get a hold of me, and I have distanced myself from my friend as well. So I read it. Am I the asshole for this?
No?
No. It's your
What?
dog. And
That
she
is
is young, so I don't know if it's dangerous when they're young. I'm not sure for dogs, but, like,
I don't know, but also it can be dangerous anyways,
yeah, it can be
so
dangerous. She could lose her companion, and she doesn't wanna deal with puppies, pregnancies, periods, whatever, like, it's her dog. And also, he was
yeah,
like, "We agreed." No, she has made it very clear in person and in text, as she said, "I'm not breeding my dog."
mhm.
Maybe you took it as, "I'm not," but, like, you shouldn't assume when someone says, "I'm not breeding
Yeah,
my
no, and it's
dog."
like they didn't it's not like she signed a contract or anything, so
Yeah.
and that's
Um,
on you for paying for the other dog first and
yes,
not
why would you
talking to
do
her.
that? Okay, we have 2 edits. Do the first one.
Okay.
First of all, thank you all so much for the responses, as there's so many I can't reply to all. So, as a few people have asked, there was nothing in any of the paperwork that I have for her that says anything about breeding rights or anything about breeding it at all. I have her KC paperwork with the KC name on it as well as her lineage and all the evidence needed. I have blocked his number and his friend's number as they do get in contact with me again. I will be contacting the local police. She's also chipped, and I have all her vet paperwork as well. I've also contacted the Kennel Club site I used to find him and informed them of the past events with all the evidence, and they're looking into his profile. Looking into his profile has been removed from the site whilst they look at everything. He also doesn't know where I live, thankfully, but I also have an electric gate so that I can open from inside the house with a camera to see who is there so not anyone can just walk up to my front door. Edit 2. Since there's so many of you calling me the asshole for not adopting a dog instead of buying one, here's some of the excuses I've received from the rescues around me as to why I couldn't adopt before buying my pup. One turned me away because it said my office was off limits to the dogs as I run my own small business from in there and didn't want the dog getting hurt as I make resin art and wax melts. Even though the dog would have had the entire house to roam in, another turned me away because one of the fences wasn't 6 feet tall. Another because I didn't have a car at the time to take it to training classes, even though I said I'd get a trainer to come to the house. But no, I had to go to one they wanted. And the last one turned me
Um,
away because I didn't have a doggy flap on my back door, even when I told that woman that I was going to be fitted when I knew I was getting a dog. Also because I didn't have any baby gates on my doors or already have a dog crate there set up. Um, those, wow. Okay.
okay, well
Also,
that's
she
first of all
first of all, she
sorry.
has a right to buy a dog and not adopt a dog.
Yeah, that's not like
That's you can't be
I
like,
I adopted my dog, so my small dog River. We got
mhm,
him from a shelter. And they like told us like, "Oh, we want you to use this vet and we want you to do this and this and this and this." We
mhm,
said, "All right, cool." So we tried the vet out and then we were like, "No." So we went and then we
mhm,
went to this vet that we've known. I've known it that vet since before I was even born. Like they've
yeah,
known us since before I was born.
mhm,
So we just were like, "Nah, we're taking my dog there," which we did eventually. And then my dog, God, I don't even know. Like they were all like, "We want you to do this and this and this and this and this. He can't be
hmm.
used for this. He can't be used for that. He can't be used for this." And I was like, "I just want a dog."
I just want my dog.
And then the other dog we got, we just bought it off of somebody. No, correction, she gave it to us for free
Oh,
because she would breed like show dogs
mhm,
and her dog got out.
uh-oh,
So it was a mixed breed instead of the like purebred for show
mhm,
dogs. So she was like, "Do you guys just like want a dog?"
mhm.
And my mom was like, "No." And then we saw them and she was like, "Okay,
Okay,
cool.
we'll take it.
I'll take it."
I have adopted and bought a dog. I love both of them. I am more of an adoptee. My bought one was kind of a gift in a way.
Yeah.
Um, then I've had an adopted dog. It was a little Chihuahua mix. I've had a bought dog, a German Shepherd. I have a gifted dog from an aunt. No, not an aunt. I'm sorry, a grandmother. Then I have a bought dog from my mom, and then my dad has a bought dog. I'm all
Okay.
for adopting. I'm someone who would adopt, but I have a bot dog. Like I have both, and I love them equally. They're both
Well, I
cared
mean,
for. And
you're
I
not
get
gonna go
like
try to adopt
uh,
a dog and they're gonna be like, your fence has
yeah,
to be
like
6 foot tall. You have to have this. You get this is no, since they
I
can't
don't
go into this
know
one
if it
specific
was
room, you can't do it.
yeah, I don't know if it was like I do not believe when I sorry, I just choked. I do not believe when I adopted my first dog that they ever came to the house and were like, "This isn't okay." My goodness. Like, is it
Some of
smart
them
and
do.
wise? Absolutely. Like, that is an amazing thing you do.
Yeah. But also like
But like the you can't have it because you have a wax melt room and they could get in it. I think this
which
woman knows to
she
close the door.
yeah, she said she didn't want them in there in the first place,
Yeah.
so she was gonna close the door, and they're like, "Oh, well, actually, that's a no for me." It's like I would turn around and just go buy one too. Like what?
Like I get why people are upset because like dogs need to be adopted. There's a crisis. Totally understand. But it's also within this person's right to go get a dog that was bred.
Yeah.
It's with
No,
like they totally
exactly.
can.
And sometimes when people want purebreds, they have to go to breeders.
Mhm.
Like there's not very many purebreds at shelters.
Mhm.
And some people do their research and look into what purebreds they want and would be good for their family and blah blah blah. So it's like the 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 like possibility of finding like say like a freaking purebred like corgi at a
Oof.
shelter is very low.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want a corgi, you have to go buy it off of somebody.
Yeah, like if that's just your dream dog, that's your dream dog.
Exactly.
Like the dog that was bought for me as a gift. Both of my dogs have been a gift. One of them was a gift because it was my first dog and I really wanted him. And he was picked out for me, but I was able to like approve if maybe I wanted to look at a different one. I didn't. And then my mom bought me another dog. He's a little Yorkie. He is purebred and he's the best. A little Coda. Love him. Like, it's okay if you have a bred dog. Like, these people are rude for no reason. Also, top comment says, not the asshole. He isn't a responsible breeder if he would breed a dog on her first cycle. She isn't old enough, even if you wanted to. Boom. So I was right. You don't want to breed
Yeah.
on that first, like, cycle. They're babies still.
Hmm. They
Lord.
are. They're probably not even a year old yet.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
that's so stupid. That's like
yeah.
somebody coming to me and being like, "You shouldn't have your cat because you didn't adopt it."
I mean, you
It's like, I'm
kind of did.
sorry. I mean, yeah, but like, it's like, I'm sorry. My friend's cat had kittens and they didn't want to keep them all, and I
Yeah.
wanted a cat.
Yeah, like, my cats were free, I guess, but like I've had many cats. Some we've paid for, some were given to us, some
We were
are
gonna
like
pay for it, and
rescues.
then
I
they were
have in
like, "No, no,
quotes.
no, no, no."
Hmm. Like my current cats are bought. Technically, I didn't pay anything, but they weren't like rescues. They were someone's cat had kittens, and they're like, "Do you want them?" And we took two. Like
Uh-huh.
it's totally fine. Am I the asshole for reporting my neighbors after they blame my dog for attacking their child?
Well, I
Lord.
mean, it depends if your dog actually did attack the child or not, but
Mm-hmm. Repost, reposting here because on the OG Am I the Asshole, it got taken down due to rules.
two rules.
Yes, this is. I
Reddit
guess
has
this
rules.
isn't r slash Am I the Asshole. This is r slash AITIH, which this is a community like r slash Am I the Asshole, except unlike that subreddit, here you can post interpersonal conflicts. Anything is kind of allowed here, I guess.
Okay.
Rules: don't betray others and no. Oh, no yucky yucky. There's kids. Anywho's,
Oh,
sorry. Am I the asshole for reporting my neighbors after they blame my dog for attacking their child? My
depends.
neighbors moved in next to me 3 months ago. We have a high wooded fence separating our yards. I have a small Jack Russell Terrier who's very friendly and playful. My neighbors don't like the fact that I leave my dogs to sorry. My neighbors don't like the fact that I leave my dog take walks on the yard despite the fact that the dog is never on their side. She physically can't even get on their yard. There's a fence. They just don't like the idea of my dog even approaching their side of the fence because they have allergies. The dog being too close triggers their allergies. The neighbors have a 2-year-old daughter. Since they moved in, whenever they either spot me outside on walks with my dogs, alone, or even my own yard, they will scold me and try to tell me how I should either rehome my dog or at least keep her in the house at all times, or they'll file a
What?
complaint.
Okay.
I know technically they can't do anything, but still it's frustrating to have to deal with that. 3 days ago, while the parents were out with their kid, the kid got attacked by a stray dog, apparently, and was rushed to the hospital with a huge bite mark on the face. The kid is unstable condition right now, as far as I know. Sorry, kid. I hope you're doing well. Sending love. The parents decided to blame it on my dog, that my dog attacked the kid. First of all, I have cameras on my house 24/7. The day the attack happened, my dog was inside the house most of the day because I was out running errands. I don't leave her on the yard when I'm gone for the safety reasons. There's proof of that on my security cameras and the exact timestamps. They didn't know that, and they reported me to the police that I'm responsible for my dog's responsibility, but I told the officers about the footage, and I even had an alibi that I was out of the house at the time of the attack. The police dismissed the parents, and I was fine. They tried to frame me and my dog in order to have my dog put down. There's also a couple of neighborhood witnesses to the attack by the stray dog. I couldn't imagine how sick they are for trying to use this tragic situation in order to push an agenda against me and my dog, and trying to put my dog to sleep. I sued my neighbors for false accusations, and they're being legally dealt with right now. The reason I feel like the asshole is that they're dealing with their child's traumatic experience at this moment, and I'm adding to the stress by suing them at the same time. I don't want to let this go since they tried to twist the story to blame me. Not the asshole.
I was gonna say no.
No.
First of all, rehome my dog when you've lived there for what, a few months and keep it
Yeah,
inside at all times.
3
I'm
months ago.
sorry. Dogs don't
Keep your dog inside. How
I'm
dare you
sorry.
let it in
Dogs need
your
to
own yard, on
I
your
know.
own property?
Dogs need to be outside and run and play. Like,
Right? Like
what?
what? That's so weird to me, where it's like keep like I'm so allergic you can't let your dog outside.
Oh, then
Imagine if they're like allergic to a type of flower. They're screwed forever. Gone.
oh yeah, no.
Bye.
Can't even step outside once in my entire life.
Like if you're allergic, try Zyrtec. Try talking to your doctor about how allergic you are. There's things that they can do.
But also, like,
And then
if the dog is in their own yard,
they can't file a
there shouldn't be
complaint,
an issue there.
right? They're also
Like, if
they
you're
can't
that
complain.
allergic
That's
to
sucked.
dogs, then that
Then
sucks.
make sure you don't move into next to someone with a dog.
Yeah, like, do research.
Yeah, find solution, talk to your doctor. Boom. And my other thing is, as this person said, it's sick how they're using their child's accident as a way to get rid of the neighbor's dog.
Oh, I
That
know.
is horrible. You should be focusing on your child and taking care of your kid and comforting them, especially when they're in unstable conditions. I get maybe trying to like not worry about your kid, deflecting your emotions, but you don't try to kill a dog for it.
Yeah.
My God.
Honestly, if the cops, like, would have, like, done it and, like, said, like, oh yeah, like, this is your fault, your dog's
Hmm.
fault and stuff, I would have turned around and got another one.
Yep. Another dog. Get another one. Get your Jack
And
Russell a friend.
go get a second one. Yeah.
Right now. Go do
Go get a bigger one.
it. Get a bigger dog.
Get a bigger dog. Get a scarier dog. Even though we know that the scarier dogs are usually the most, like, biggest sweethearts.
Hmm. Top comment.
Oh
Not the
God,
asshole.
imagine if that neighbor got a pit bull.
I mean, they don't have much hair, but since there's a stigma around it, they'd definitely not be
No,
happy.
I just meant because it's scary looking, you know? And they're
I
not
think they're so
scary
cute.
looking, but they are cute. And then like
Hmm.
other people think they're scary looking, and it's like why? They
Right.
smile all the
They
time.
do. Top
We took
comment.
my sister's
Hmm?
pit bull to Disneyland,
Oh,
like, and we put Minnie Mouse ears on her. Anyway.
that's so cute. Top comment. Not the asshole. They use this tragic time to try to further their own agenda. They can't get money out of a stray dog. I bet as soon as your dog was put down, they would have came after you for a chunk of money. I'd nail them
Mm-hmm.
to the wall trying to kill your dog. Agreed. How dare they?
Yeah.
Get rid of him. Get rid of
Get
the
them out of here.
neighbor.
Yeah. Don't get rid of the dog, get rid of the neighbor.
Yes, absolutely. Hey.
I wanna know if it's like a rented house or a bought house.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Eh,
Am I the asshole for leaving a dinner party early because I was afraid of the dog?
no.
I don't know. I mean, no, but it also depends on how important this dinner is.
That's true. But also like I
But also, like,
just hearing the
no.
title, I feel like the host of the party should have known that you're afraid of dogs and like
Yeah, like, put the
put the
dog
dog in a
away.
separate room
Yes,
for just
absolutely.
for a few hours. Like it's not that, you know.
Hmm.
Anyways.
Okay, let me preface this by saying I very much am a dog person. I love dogs, and they reciprocate. I'm usually the first person in a group with a dog that a dog will approach, and they hang around me a lot. That said, we have a friend who's got their first dog during the early stages of COVID lockdown, April or May of 2020. From the start, they complained about how difficult the dog was to train and how it had a bad temper. Still, even though they had a small child, 5-year-old at the time, they were confined to their house most of the day. They kept it. They got a lot of complaints about their neighbors because the dog would be very aggressive and when it was in the backyard. It would lunge towards the fence whenever someone went into a neighboring yard. Hold on, let me just backtrack. Or go reread that.
Yeah, I didn't comprehend anything.
Yeah. From the start, they complained about how difficult the dog was to train and how it had a bad temper. Still, even though they had a small child, 5 years old at the time, and were confined to their house most of the day, they kept it. They got a lot of complaints from their neighbors because the dog would be very aggressive when it was in the backyard. It would lunge towards the fence whenever someone went into a neighboring yard. It wasn't until a dog slipped its leash during a walk later in the summer and attacked another dog that they gave up and rehomed the dog. Last week, we got invited to their house for dinner. We were greeted by a medium sized dog who started snarling at us and all the guests. Apparently, they had
Mm.
adopted a new dog and didn't tell any of us. They
Oh,
explained that he was uncomfortable around strangers, but they were working with a trainer. Still, pretty much anytime someone got within 10 feet of the dog, it would start growling and showing its teeth. For whatever reason, they didn't want to put him outside or lock him in a room whenever he would be separate from us. All of the guests were uncomfortable, and it was getting more and more tense. The dog just gave off mean vibes. Finally, after 45 minutes, I told my wife I needed to leave. I was going to have a full blown panic attack. We hadn't eaten yet, and my wife thought it'd be rude to leave, but I told her that I needed to leave, with or without her. Finally, she left with me. Now, of course, the hosts are mad at me. Tell my wife that I insulted them and the dog by leaving early, insulted the
you
dog.
insulted the dog?
Wow. My wife is mad at me too, seeing as everyone else stayed. I may have overreacted, but I think that given how aggressive the dog was and our host's history with aggressive dogs, and the fact that no one was comfortable around the dog, it was not unnecessarable to leave. Am I in the wrong?
No.
Am I the asshole or not? I'll do this little edit. Edit. People seem to like the part where I insulted the dog, but that wasn't what I meant to write. I edited the sentence and didn't catch the insult part before posting. Sorry, but no one thought I offended the dog. Are you
Well,
sure? I
I
think the
mean,
dog was offended.
the dog was very offended.
Hmm.
But no. I no.
No, I would have left. I would have been like, no. These people also
Yeah,
shouldn't be allowed to have a dog. There's a pattern
no.
here. They get the first dog, the dog's aggressive. They get a second dog, the dog's
The
aggressive.
dog's aggressive. It's not the dog, it's the owners.
Yes, it's obviously the owners. And like, I get there's a lot of people, it's making them uncomfortable. So, for the dog's sake of being uncomfortable,
Yeah,
put
the
it
dog was also probably
away.
freaked out.
If they're like, the dog's uncomfortable, that's why it's acting like that. Then, for the
Like,
dog's
so,
comfort, put it in a different room, put it outside. Boom.
yeah. So my dog, right? Like my little white one.
Mm
He is like absolutely terrified of people.
hmm. Mm hmm.
Like so scared of people. So whenever people come over, we put him in my room. And like people usually are like, "Oh, like why do you have him like locked in your room?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, I can tell you right now, he's a lot more comfortable sitting in there on my bed than he would be sitting out here, Because when we have him around people, he sits and he shakes and he'll bark if they get too close to him.
Yeah.
So we put him in my room and he sleeps.
Yeah,
It's
like
not it's not that big of a deal.
like what? For the dog's comfort and literally everyone else's, put the dog away. And
Yeah,
also,
exactly.
don't get any more dogs because you don't seem like apparently they're working with a trainer, but also like it's obviously the at-home setting. Like maybe the
Yeah,
parents argue or like the kid smacks the dog because it's a child, something like that. Like you don't need a dog.
no.
No, not at all. Get a cat. Top comment. Nope, not wrong at all, and definitely not the asshole. I'm a dog lover and have two big dogs myself. The way these friends went about this whole situation was completely wrong. Having a dinner party with your friends is not the best way to socialize their aggressive dog. Facts. The moment that dog growled at me and they didn't put him in a kennel or another room, I would have left. Agreed.
Hmm.
Like, you should know that your dog's not good around people, so just put it away. Just
Please?
put it away for now. Like, the dog doesn't need to be out. It really doesn't.
No, it does not.
Put the pooch away. Let the pooch be comfortable in another room and be happy. If they're like my dad's dog and have separation anxiety, you need to teach them how to be comfortable in their crate. A dog's crate or kennel shouldn't be the discipline
It's
area.
not a
That should be their
punishment.
safe home.
It is their safe spot.
Like our dog isn't really comfortable with too many people. He's scared, stuff like that. And he's scared of storms. And so we put him in his crate for comfort if we're not here. Or if there are
Hmm.
people, he goes there just because he feels safe there. Teach your dog to have a place like that and put them in that place when there's people around because obviously the dog's uncomfortable. Take care of your dog. Or don't get any more. Get a lizard.
Yeah.
I don't know, bird,
Get a lizard.
something. Not a
Oh
dog.
no.
Gosh. Story 5. This is the last one, unless we want another.
Okay.
Um, this is another Am I the Asshole? As for all of them so far have been, and I believe all of them are. Am I the asshole for giving my dogs boundaries with other people's children? No.
Not at
Dogs and
all.
children's definitely need boundaries because kids can hit dogs. Kids can pick them up and the dog can nip. Like,
Yeah.
no. Oh, I read a little sentence I shouldn't have, but it says, I know I'm the asshole for what I said about my nephew.
Ooh,
Uh-oh. Okay.
interesting. Okay.
I have 3 children of my own and a 10-year-old dog. Recently, I added a 3-month-old dog to the mix, so we're really working hard on building the puppy's confidence. Love it. In my
Good.
home, my dog has always been taught proper interactions with children. No nipping, pulling clothes, chasing, etc. But I have also taught my children appropriate interactions with the dog. This includes common sense things like no pulling ears, tail, or riding/sitting on the dog, and more in depth
Please don't do
boundaries.
that.
Yeah, I'm so glad they did
On
that.
dogs can hurt their spine. Just
Hmm.
saying.
More in depth boundaries, such as you don't touch the dog while it's eating or sleeping. You never ride the dog or enter the dog's crate for any reason. I was babysitting my nephew 2 years a few times a week, and he also has 3 dogs in the home. However, my sister does not have the same boundaries and expects our dog to just be good dogs and take the lip and tail pulling. My sister got mad at me this week because I disciplined my nephew for trying to ride my new puppy in front of her. I did it in the same way I taught all my 3 children. No, thank you. We do not ride Auntie's dog. Removed him and sat him down a few feet away. Of course, he's 2, so I cried like I stole his ice cream, and all I said was, That's okay, you can be mad at Auntie, but you know the rules. My sister became unhinged. Told me I needed to train my dog better, if I can't even trust them to not bite, and that I was self righteous, and that I was choosing my dog over my own nephew. We got into an argument, and I did say some things I shouldn't. After she said that she'd never bring my nephew back to my house, I told her that it was fine. I'd see her at his funeral when he was mauled by a dog or 3. Am I really the asshole for expecting all children coming to my house to give my dog the same boundaries as my own children? I know I'm the asshole for what I said about my nephew. No. Like you
No.
shouldn't I don't feel like you should expect them to,
No, but also like
but also you should that if a kid comes into your house, you tell them the rules. Boom, bottom line there.
yeah.
And you should not be letting your 2-year-old ride your dog.
No.
What?
That poor dog probably has so much back issues.
Oh god. She's definitely wrong for what she said about the kid, despite it being funny. I said I
Yeah.
said I'd see her at his funeral when he was mauled by a dog. That's horrible, but it's really funny to me.
It is terrible, but it like it caught me off guard and I like wanted to
Yeah.
laugh.
Wrong, but the rest of that is not wrong at all. She's not the asshole for the rest of that at all. Like
Yeah.
that's safety. Everyone should
Yeah,
teach their kids not to do that to a dog. Because say they go to someone's
exactly.
house where they have a not even an aggressive dog. They just have a dog that doesn't like being touched on the
An
face,
older dog,
on the tail,
usually. Older
stuff
dogs
like that.
usually don't have as much patience.
Exactly. So they will nip and it's not the dog's fault, it's the kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh.
Like the dog is setting his own boundaries right there by like turning
Mhm.
around and like
Speaking for
snapping. Like,
itself.
yeah.
Update.
Ooh, okay.
I just got off the phone with our mother. She's siding with my sister, saying that even though we have different parenting views, it's not my job to teach your child boundaries. No, here's the thing. I'm gonna disagree already. I mean, yes, I'm gonna agree and disagree. You do not need to teach other kids, like other people. You should not parent other people's kids unless, like, I don't know, they're like you've had a conversation. Like, I don't mind. Like, if my kid's doing something bad, yes, someone should step in if I didn't notice it and be like, hey, don't do that. Don't
Yeah.
parent, but also be like, hey, don't do that, or come
Just
talk
like
to me.
what she did in the story was like, hey, like don't sit on the
Yeah.
dog,
Yeah,
please.
she said it. She said, no, thank you. We do not ride Auntie's dog. Boom.
Yeah.
That literally beautiful. And it's not only is she teaching the kid boundaries, but she's telling the kid the dog's boundaries and hers. She's setting her own boundaries and the dog's boundaries, not the
Ye-
child.
Exactly.
Anywho's, sorry. I have explained that they were guests in my home. I wasn't being unreasonable. I was asking for a level of respect and preventing a potential bite. I spoke at length about dog safety, child safety, and that I won't be a bystander when I see something unsafe involving a child. Agreed. She just
Yeah.
doesn't see it that way. If my dogs are dangerous, I need to keep them tied up. If they if they both think this is an issue of overstepping parenting boundaries. Oh, they both okay. And they both think this is an issue of overstepping parenting boundaries. I
I'm
tried to
sorry, do
parent her
you want my
son,
dog to turn around and snap at your child?
right? I tried to parent her son when I had no right to. My sister won't answer my calls, so I did send her a text apologizing for the comment I made and asking her to have a conversation with me when we're no longer heated so we can resolve it. I truly don't think my mom and sister see this as a safety issue that it is.
Well, like, and I mean, yes, like I keep saying, like, do you want my dog to turn around and snap at you? Yeah, the dog shouldn't do that, but also the dog does not have words like we do. Because, like, if
Exactly.
somebody starts saying something about, like, we snap, but with words.
Yes.
And it's like, if the dog, like, we get too pushed and too pushed and too pushed and too pushed, we will snap.
Yes.
So will
And like
dogs. It's just not their fault that they don't
that's
have words.
and the other thing is the closest thing they have to words is growling. And and people are
Exactly.
like, if the dog's like in the other one, if a dog's growling at you and snarling, there's an issue. But there's a difference
Yeah.
between snarling, growling, and just like
And
growling to be like, hey, stop. Like that's
it's like,
them
yeah,
telling you
I
their
don't
boundary.
it's like, yeah, no, I don't want my dog to like snap at people 24/7, but if you're pushing that dog, that is on you.
Yeah, that's
Like
on
if you're
you.
pushing his boundaries and like he's like growling at you, he's like trying to like he's like barking, growling, which he normally does not do. Like that is on you. He's trying to get across that he does not want you there. He is uncomfortable. He just does not have words. And that is not
Right?
his fault.
No, like both the mom and the sister need to learn like they need to learn boundaries with dogs. Like, tie up your
Yeah.
dog if you think they're gonna bite. That is not a solution at all.
No,
That
it's not.
no.
That just makes it
You
worse.
train your dog. You tell other people the boundaries of your dog that you have taught the dog and the dog has like been cool with.
Yeah.
Lord. Top comment. Not the asshole. Your nephew is going to wind up getting nipped and the dog euthanized because your sister is a neglecting pet owner. Ooh, OP
See,
commented back. Thank you. I keep telling my parents this, and they're telling me I'm being dramatic. I need to apologize because she's my sister. This is definitely the
see,
hill I will die on. Good. Good.
my if my nieces came over, right, and my dog turned around and like nipped at them, my sister would look at them and be like, "Well, that's your fault. You were
Yeah.
messing with him."
Here's the other thing. She has kids herself. She has three children of herself and two dogs, and it has worked beautifully. None of her dogs have nipped anybody or nipped her children or anything. So like she knows how to set boundaries between kids and dogs. So just
Yeah,
like what she did to me is completely in the right. Like she didn't, in my opinion, she didn't parent another child.
no,
She
she
took
didn't.
care of her dog.
She said, "Hey, I know how to take care of kids and dogs. Like, let's not, uh, like, mess with them, please."
Yeah, like let's not do that.
Because,
Um.
like I said, like, dogs can get pushed to that point just like humans can. But
Mm-hmm.
when humans get pushed to that point, it's normal.
Know what this story is, but I read the first sentence and I was like, wow. Um, hi. I was hit by a lunatic, not hi, but I don't know why I said hi. I was hit by a lunatic while walking my dog yesterday. The police told me there were others that were hurt yesterday. I feel the need to compare stories. Are there any other victims on Reddit? What in the world?
What?
Oh my god.
I'm kind of scared.
From Austin, Texas. If anyone's from Austin, Texas and were hit by a dog 1 year ago, I mean, no, hit by a lunatic driver 1 year ago, here's your person.
Yeah, you guys can connect, talk about
Yeah.
it.
The most insane thing that has ever happened to me occurred Sunday morning. I was walking my dog in Windsor Park when I noticed a white, older hatchback driving on the wrong side of the road. There was a young couple walking their dog on the side of the road, and the white car started backing up. The couple walked faster around the corner, but still on the street. When the white car sped up and turned the corner in reverse, clearly trying to hit them, he kept turning and went up onto the yard of the house on the corner, and the couple understandably started screaming. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I started running with my dog, and the couple screamed at me to call 911. I was so thunderstruck, it hadn't even occurred to me. I pulled out my phone and saw that the white car was headed toward me. I ran through my neighbor's yard with my dog, and the white car multiple times went over the curb and into a yard and then pulled away. At one point, he pulled into a driveway in my path and just glared at me. I don't remember how I got around him, but I kept running. He tried backing up to hit the couple, and then he came after me again. I heard him come up over the curb behind me, and I knew he was headed for me. I made
Did
it
you call
almost
911?
I don't know, he's running for his life. I made it almost to my neighbor's door about 15 feet away when he struck me from behind and sent me flying. The asshole ran over my dog's leg, and my dog started screaming. I was on the ground on my back, and I told myself, get up, he's going to kill you. I grabbed my glasses and shoes and pulled my limping dog into the carport. And during that time, the white car just drove off. Writing this feels unreal. The police arrested him not long after he hit me, and they told me he had a spree that morning, and others were hurt. I went to the ER to make sure I wasn't seriously hurt. Thankfully, I wasn't, and the nurses told me the perpetrator had been in the ER earlier and was now going to jail. They also told me that there were several other people in the ER that he had hurt. They couldn't tell me how many or what happened to them, of course.
Was he drunk?
I,
Like,
I don't know.
or was he just a
They say, I'd like to communicate with others if they are open to it. I think I need to know the whole story, as if someone that will help me make some sense of what happened. Are there any others on Reddit? They said that they would press charges if they given a chance. Lord.
what the heck? Is the dog okay?
I'm assuming so.
Okay.
They
That's,
don't
like,
say
terrifying.
anything.
I hate
Were they
people.
targeting people with dogs or people walking? Because both people in the story had a dog.
It might have just been people with dogs. Maybe they just, like, didn't like dogs that much.
Uh,
Like,
I'm
what?
trying to look in the comments for any or for if anyone else was like, I know this.
Yeah, I was hit too.
I'm here.
I found
I found you.
you.
No, it's just legal talk. And then people,
Good.
yeah, just like legal talk and people trying to give their best advice, but none of these people are really lawyers, so it's just like people being like, "Nuh-uh, not how work."
Nuh-uh. The frick you mean, nuh-uh?
Yes.
Oh, God. What the heck? That's so. What?
Wow.
Um, okay. Well.
Well, that's the last one of the dogs.
Oh, okay, but,
Happy
like.
International Dog Day. I was trying to find something lighthearted, and this is what I found.
Mhm. That, I'm just, like, confused.
Right?
Like, what would, like, put a guy, or, like, it was a, I don't know if it was a guy or a girl,
He
non-binary
said
or what.
he called the driver a he, and that he was glaring at me.
Okay, yeah, so I don't know what his issue was, but, like,
No, no.
what?
Like,
Maybe
the
it's like one of
hell?
those like things in the movies or like the TV shows where it's like my kid was bit by a dog, so like
I
I
now hate
turned to like
dogs.
I hate all dogs and I turned to make sure that all dogs don't exist anymore. Like
Oh no, the dogs. Lord.
what? Like that sounds like something out of a cartoon.
It does.
Like
Absolutely.
I hate dogs so much. I'm just gonna chase people down in my white truck.
Well,
But
that was Reddit Stories, Dog Edition, because it was International Dog Day, August 29th, which was a Saturday? So I don't post on Saturdays.
well,
I
it
post on
should be a
Mondays.
Saturday.
I think it's a Saturday. Or it's
It
Sunday.
is.
Okay.
It is Tuesday.
Well, not today. Wait, what?
August 29th?
Or is it the 20? No, it's the 26th. Sorry, August
Oh, that is on
26th.
Saturday.
Yes, August 26th.
I was
This
gonna
will
say
come
August
out
29th is
the
next Tuesday.
yeah, this will come out the Wednesday after. So,
Yeah.
apologies for not being on time. But I do hope you enjoy the dog
We
stories.
filmed it in means to be on time and then
Yes, but whoopies, you know?
yeah.
Any whoosies, I hope you guys are enjoying the Reddit story so far. The first episode will be out. It's the siblings ones with me, Eloise, and Julia.
Mhm.
Because we're like siblings. We're cool like that. But yes, this is the outro. So don't forget to
Um
like and subscribe for more Reddit
yeah.
stories, content, me, Julia, videos. It's free. So,
It is free and you can always
you can always
you can
unsubscribe
always
later.
subscribe later.
It also helps us out, which is like really cool. So
Yeah.
subscribe and like and comment your opinions and how you feel. Yes. I will see you in the next
Yeah.
one.